Welcome to this demo on Semantic Topic Enforcement for RAG using Pebblo. This builds on the previous demo on Identity-Aware RAG, where authorized identities in the data sources are enforced at the retrieval time using Pebblo SafeLoader. Now, as a next step in your governance layer, you can do enforcement based on semantic topics of document chunks ingested into the vector database. Let's see how. Here, we have documents stored in Google Drive, some of which are authorized for all groups, including sales, engineering, and HR, while some documents are restricted only to the HR group. In addition, some of these documents contain company confidential information, such as recent patent filings and awards. Pebblo SafeLoader, apart from pulling authorized identities, classifies and adds semantic topic labels to the metadata of the ingested document chunks. These chunks get stored in the Qdrant Vector Database. And now, based on the user authorization level and application level policies, semantic guardrails can be enforced at the retrieval time using Pebblo SafeRetriever. For example, a prompt asking to describe patents and works shouldn't be revealed for most of the GenAI application users, even though the information is present in the vector database. Here is a set of documents that are there in the Google Drive loader that we're going to ingest as part of this demo. As you can see, these documents are marked for different authorization groups. Some are allowed for both HR group and sales. Some are only for HR, and some are only for sales group, as you would see in any enterprise. Now let's look at the code that's required to do the ingestion. And here is a data loader code that uses a Google Drive loader enabled to pull in authorized identities, just like how we saw in the Identity-Aware RAG demo. Now, as you can see, the Pebblo SafeLoader is also in place, but this time it's also instructed to bring in the semantic topics apart from the general visibility that we get from Pebblo SafeLoader. Now this mode allows the topics to be also carried over into the vector database. Let's now go ahead and start the ingestion process. The ingestion is started, and this will take a few minutes. Yes, the ingestion process is now wrapped up. As you can see, it has pulled in documents with different identities, as you see here. And also, as part of the classification, Pebblo's classification, it has figured out some of the chunks are potentially harmful, and also has things like patent application filings that we will see how we can make use of in the retrieval. And these chunks are now pushed to the Qdrant Vector Database, which we are using the Qdrant Cloud Vector Database in this case. Since the ingestion process used Pebblo, we can look at how this shows up in the Pebblo's local UI to see how the chunks are potentially classified. As you can see, the ingestion app is here, and like we saw in the terminal, there are some snippets that are marked potentially as patent filings, and you can zoom in on a specific snippet here. In this case, as you can see, this snippet is marked potentially as coming from a patent filing. And further along, we can look at the Qdrant UI, see how this all translated into entries into the vector DB collection. As you can see, this is the collection that we used, and here you can see all the corresponding snippets corresponding to the 33 document chunks that we saw, and it includes all the things that we have ingested, including the specific snippet that we saw in the Pebblo is also showing up here. And the important thing is to note all the metadata that is also added along with what we got from the loaders. In this case, as you see, we have pulled in authorized identities of where who is allowed to access this particular chunk. And beyond that, Pebblo classifier was able to correctly identify this snippet potentially belongs to a patent filing. That's something we need to be careful on the retrieval side. Now let's look at the code on the retrieval side, how we can make use of both the identity and the semantic topics ingested into VectorDB, and how this can be enforced. Here is a code where, again, we are referring to the same collection that we just ingested into Qdrant Cloud Vector DB. And here I want to point out, now we are using the PebbloRetrievalQA Chain. I think this is part of the Pebblo SafeRetrieval component, where we are passing both the auth context, authorization context, and the semantic context, basically which is allowed and which is not allowed from a retrieval side for a specific user and for a specific app. And let's see how this all comes together using a Streamlit application. So here I'm going to log in into this app using a sales user identity. Now we are logged in, and as you can see, this user is authorized to access sales group related documents. And given there are general HR policy stuff is also exposed to sales group, you can have prompts like what is the general promotion criteria, or what kind of leadership abilities needed. And if you ask this prompt, you would expect the RAG application to actually give a specific answer. In this case, it's giving a specific answer here. And as you can see from the promotion criteria document, it is able to successfully recall a specific chunk that was ingested into the vector DB. Now let's try a few other prompts that could potentially leak company confidential information. Let's try a different prompt asking whether it knows about a specific invention that's currently under works. As you can see, in this case, the application was able to actually recall a specific invention and works, and this could potentially be a dangerous thing for an enterprise to expose such confidential information to a broad user base like sales group. Right? So in this is where a semantic topic enforcement comes, where you can specify the list of topics that you want to deny, either for a specific group of user or even for a specific app altogether, right, for governance and safety purpose. In this case, as you see, there are few topics that are denied, like some entities like SSN credit card and also employee agreement. Now I'm going to go ahead and also add patent application filings as a potential topic that I want to deny. Now with this setting, I'm going to ask the same prompt again with the sales user login. Let's see what the application responds. It says, I don't know, right? So this is how you can add a layer of governance on top of identity by bringing in the semantic topics using the Pebblo SafeRetriever. Thanks for watching the demo. For more details, you can visit these links. Thanks.